I applied as a marketing intern. So basically my strengths, since I was actually one of the directors of marketing in DECA, I would like make flyers, I would make newsletters, making me qualified to become a marketing intern. But one of my weaknesses for it was I actually do have a hard time sometimes public speaking, but throughout Lan Infotech, they like forced me to put myself out there, learn how to talk with others. Like even though it was in a virtual environment, I feel like I did learn a lot with networking, especially since I never really knew how to do like something called an elevator pitch. I actually never even knew what that was. And with that, I was able to basically tell who I was and give them a rundown of who I am in 30 seconds without boring them with like a 5 minute conversation. Platform. I was kind of shocked that we didn't use Zoom as much, but after going into remote, I realized that it was a much better platform because we could like sit at tiny little tables, see people, and ask them like different questions. So it was similar to Zoom's breakout rooms, but rather than having to go into one breakout room, we could go hop to different tables and see which people we really wanted to and get to interact with basically everyone rather than a select few that others have chosen for us.
What would you?
I was like, wow, this is so much different. I don't even know how to interact with them. It was, I mainly learned how to do business dress because honestly, a lot of people don't really know that. And I was like kind of shocked about that. So I learned that. And I also learned how to basically put myself and intervene into different groups. For instance, one thing I was mainly with Glenn and David in the beginning, and I wasn't really interacting with the other groups myself. However, when I like gained enough confidence after David was telling me, you need to go put yourself out there, you need to go interact with the groups yourself. I eventually approached one of these groups where no Lan Infotech worker was, and they're really impressed with how I was. And actually, one of them gave me their business card. We see like a different input from each other. So like her, she's like better at Excel. She's better at like more the IT. I'm better like more as the marketing side and more the like creating flyers. So through like the logical input and through like targeting the audience, we were able to like come together and create something. My experience was great. I genuinely loved it, and I personally don't think I would have been able to get this experience anywhere else. A lot of the other internships that I was looking at and applied for, they're mainly like, oh, you're just mainly going to do the databasing, the QuickBooks, the Excel sheets. I feel like with Lan Infotech, I actually got to put myself out there, interact with people, and see what the real world is really like. And through clip training, we learned a lot about cybersecurity, how to protect ourselves from that, how to function like all the Microsoft Office apps, how to function Teams. And they also showed us like the new version of Microsoft, helping us out with all of it. And through that, it wasn't like very certifications, but we still got like certificates saying like, oh, we're knowledgeable of the subjects. And I feel like that's just going to help me out in the long run.
When you're in school, they kind of teach you, oh, you're gonna have to do job interviews and you're gonna have to build a resume. But like actually doing it and being in the position and answering questions in a professional environment that was in the real world made everything that we've been learning real and allowed me to apply myself. So I'm very thankful that we got to do a legit job interview, and we got to submit our resume. We got to talk about our skills. We got to market ourselves to them so that we can help them market their company. So I think that entire experience from the beginning was very well, and I enjoyed that part very much because it taught me some things. And now when I apply for other jobs, I'll be able to apply what I already know from experience at Lan Infotech to my actual career. It was very fun. We got to learn how to network, sit in on meetings, learn how everything worked, kind of handle calls, update the database. So it was really fun. I enjoyed my time working, and everyone was so nice and friendly, and it was a very nice environment to work in because they had a lot of information that needed to be updated. So me and Medea, we kind of worked simultaneously because they had over, I think, 8,000 clients that needed to be sorted. And so they needed to be sorted in the database, so that when they send out information, the proper client can receive the proper information. And so like certain events they're hosting can be sent to the right person, because you don't want a person who has a restaurant to be listed under under the under the maybe the business sector, or like you want them to be under the hospitality sector because that's more pertaining to their what job and what they're doing. So we kind of worked through that, sorted that out, updated their information to make sure that they would receive the information and that they would be receiving information that related to them personally. So we worked on that project and it was really fun. And it was actually funny because on my one of my first meetings, I was there and he was like, and Mr. Benjamin and Mr. Wish was like, okay, introduce yourself. And I felt like I got a chance to speak out because they didn't like introduce me. They made me introduce myself. So I kind of had the chance to do some actual networking and get to learn how to do this on my own while working in that environment. You will learn a lot and you enjoy your time working with all the workers, and you feel like an actual employee. You won't feel like an intern because everyone treats you as such, and you get real life experience. You get to actually go into the field, do work. We actually went to physical events when we could, using our masks and all that. We got to meet people and just be around and do all that work. So if you are thinking of doing it, just go for it because you'll enjoy your time, I promise you.
Awesome.
Definitely one of the best experiences I could have ever gotten. This is my first ever internship, and it left a positive impact on me because I feel like if that experience wasn't the best, I maybe would have made me not want to do it anymore. But that being a good foundation helps me to spring into my career and also exposed me to a lot of stuff. And I also want to say thank you for giving us trainings, not only for their business, but they also helped us. They provided training in Microsoft Office and all the apps. So Teams, Word, Excel, Outlook. We had a whole catalog we could choose from. So I got something from it personally. Not only did I help them, but they also helped me. So I think it was a very good experience and I loved working there. And it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. People were shocked when they heard that we were high school interns and they were kind of impressed with the company. So I think we definitely left a positive impact on other people we spoke to. So even if we didn't get a chance to convince someone, I think what we did definitely made them feel something and see something. So because I feel like incorporating younger people into the workspace is something that's very important. So like them seeing us, even if they didn't make the choice to be a client of Lan Infotech, hopefully it helped them see that, hey, this is something that should be happening. We should be hiring younger people and giving them a chance and nurturing them so that they can become better in their career and follow in my footsteps. Now that the COVID hit and then everything is online, everything is virtual, it just made everyone more susceptible to cybersecurity hacking and stuff. So even though I'm just a small person, I'm not like a big company, and you think that nobody wants your information, but you'll be surprised with all the cookies that collect your information, how easy it is to be hacked and how easy it is for someone to get into your information. And I was actually there was actually this story in the course that's real life. This guy, he basically used to hack into the government databases and stuff, and this technique was dropping a random flash drive, and then somebody at the headquarters would be like, oh, somebody dropped their flash drive and plug it in, and that's how he stole their information. So like seeing his technique, and now he's helping people to protect themselves against cyber attacks, but seeing that in action and realizing that I have to be more careful kind of taught me that, hey, you can't just trust anything. You have to be very, very careful because your information is precious and you don't want that stolen. You don't want anyone taking your information. So that was definitely something that I took away with me because cybersecurity is very, very important.